Okay, we're going to show you how to maintain and clean your manual addition block. The hardest thing that you're going to find is the longer you wait to do this, the harder it is to get these three valves out of this sockets. So my suggestion to you is to do this quite regularly, keep it well lubricated, and you'll have no problem getting these valves off. If for some reason you can't get these valves off very easily, there's a few tricks you can do to help you get these valves off. Number one, soak it in some hot water and manipulate the buttons while underwater, trying to create water to go between the channels and let it flow through. Then try to take the valves off. And you take the valves off using this tool. This has been used quite a bit, but I still maintain it, so the valve should be easy to come off. We'll start off with the off board. There we go. That's one valve. Inspect it. It's got a little corrosion on it, not too bad. Not corrosion, but salt deposits. Do the oxygen next. This one's a little bit better, not quite as bad as the other one. And let's do the diluent. That was a tough one. That one looks really good, actually. So we'll put those aside for right now and we'll inspect the block. Now, if you look inside the block, you can see there's a lot of corrosion in that first one. This is the off-board section, this is the oxygen section, and this is the diluent. Because this valve is open to the elements, you'll find a lot more corrosion or saltwater deposits in this side. That's to be expected. We'll take care of that as we move on in this section. There's two things you can do at this point. If you find it necessary, you can take off these male nipples by using an adjustable crescent wrench and pulling these off. And what you're going to want to look for is to make sure the O-ring here is still in good shape, which this one is. Never take off the nipples, the male QD nipples, by putting a wrench on this upper portion. It'll just strip away this top portion and then the quick disconnects won't work. So please, if you're using a wrench on these, be sure you always do it at the base of the QD male nipple, not at the top. That's number one. I know these are fun. I just took those apart just a little while ago, so I'm not going to bother taking those apart for this show, for this demonstration. But what I see is here is some corrosion that has to be taken care of, and we're going to do that right now. There's two ways to do it. If you have access to a sonic cleaner, my suggestion is put the whole block just like this open into a sonic cleaner. You want to take the lid off, and when you place it in the sonic cleaner, place it this way so the valve openings are facing up. That way all the air in here comes out and gets replaced with the sonic cleaning fluid, and then it will rest on its side. If you put it in this way, no air or no water or fluid will get caught up in here and you won't clean the entire block. So make sure there's no air bubbles caught in there. Put it in the sonic cleaner for as long as it takes in order to clean out this block. Please, while using a sonic cleaner, use either aerospace lubricants, KO2 sonic cleaner formulated for oxygen use. This is breathable, it's oxygen safe, it's compatible, it won't do any damage to the block. It's the best system that we recommend. If you don't have access to a sonic cleaner, you can use the same type of formula for a spray system. KO2, you can spray it in there, get a little old toothbrush, or clean out the inside with a toothbrush and using the spray. Either way is okay. We suggest a sonic cleaner. The sonic cleaners you can buy at Harbor Freight or an industrial place fairly inexpensively, about 50 bucks. The other thing you can get from Trident, is blue gold. This stuff is also pretty good for sonic cleaners as well. So either one of those will work. We recommend the ultrasonic KO2 by Aerospace Lubricants. Okay, so once the valves are out, this has been cleaned from the sonic cleaner. We want to take off the O-rings and inspect them. Take off the O-rings using only an O-ring pick made of brass. Don't use a stainless steel pin or a screwdriver or anything like that. Those sharp, strong metals can cut into the O-ring and cause problems, and then you'll have leaks that you won't be able to take care of. Inspect the O-rings, make sure they're good. These all look fantastic, there are no problems. So we're going to re-implement these into the valves. Add a little bit of Tribal Lube 71 and lubricate the O-ring. Do not use too much lubricant. The lubrication is not the sealing agent in an O-ring. It is nothing more than the lubrication keeping it moist in the O-ring. So you don't want to over lubricate these things. You just want to make sure that there's enough on there so they don't dry up during use. And there we go. Same thing with the lower one. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more Tribal Lube there in my fingers. Get that all nice and soft. Put that one back on. And you can see where the two O-rings go. There is a groove specifically for the big one and a groove at the base for the small one. Alright, at this point we're going to pretend and assume that this block has been cleaned by the sonic cleaner and is ready to go back together again. The valves have also been in the sonic cleaner and have been cleaned and ready to go back again. Once you've put these O-rings back on, we recommend you use EPO2, again by the same company. Here's a smaller bottle that comes with our rebreather to test. This is an anti-corrosion and electrolysis inhibitor. So a good spray from that on the valve all over. When you put these two pieces together, keeps the corrosion between two dissimilar metals from occurring. So you make sure the black is the one you're using. It's your off board. Slide that in. Use your standard BC tool that you can get from us or from Trident. And slide this in. Do not use any tools on this. Just hand tight. Don't use the wrench and try to get this thing tighter than it already is. The tighter it goes does not mean it seals better. It is just hand tight is all you need. We'll continue the cleaning process, take off the O-rings, re-lubricate them, respray the EPO2. EPO2 is very important in this block. And continue putting these together. Same thing, inspect, re-lubricate, EPO2, back together again. And then use your tool and make sure everything is nice and tight. Nice and tight. And then also check the O-ring on the base of your nipples. Keep them well lubricated and put them back in. Again, when you replace these, use the base only to tighten. Do not tighten using the top, just the base. And then manipulate the buttons. Make sure they were getting enough lubrication from the EPO2 and the Tribal Lube, and you have a rebuilt block ready to dive again.